All right. Good morning, guys. How's it going today? It's now July the 6th. It's Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to do a quick technical analysis on Bitcoin. So I just want to give you guys an idea of what I do every morning when I'm scanning. So what I do every day is I go to my charts and I go to a high time frame and I say to myself, is there a coin that is standing out more than any other coin right now in terms of volatility or high RSI or low RSI? And the answer is yes. Ethereum Classic is the one, right? That's going up right now. And then we also say IOTA is going down right now, okay? So the other ones are kind of sideways. So now my interest lies in say IOTA and also Ethereum Classic on a high time frame. And then I will also go to a very low time frame, right? And say to myself, okay, is anything trending really high that I can short or anything trending really low that I can also bounce off of, right? And try to catch a bottom. And I also scan on my Bitfinex for 24-hour volume. And I say, wow, IOTA sure dropped a lot. Wow, maybe if you're metaphase right here, it's gaining volume right now, guys. This metaphase it went from a $300,000 volume coin to a 1.5 $1.2 million 24-hour volume coin. So it's got my interest right now, especially when it did 33% a few days ago as well, right? So I'm just trying to give you guys a breakdown of how I scan on how to trade, right? And what I look for, just kind of some criterias throughout the day. So the majority of my day is spent scanning for coins and looking for setups. And here, I'm just going to show you guys a live trade of mine. It's 1 minute. It's a 1 minute trade of mine that I made this morning, but I closed my position a little bit early, but on purpose because I just want to give you guys kind of just a quick live trade of 1 minute to show proof in the pudding, as always, and just to give you guys some quick lessons throughout the day as well, right? That's the ultimate goal, to just kind of share what I know here and there throughout the day, and hopefully it'll add to your repertoire. So check out this 1 minute live trade, guys, and we'll start the BTC technical analysis for July 6th this morning. You have to exercise extreme patience, guys. Have to be very, very patient of the market and understand that things don't just shoot up or shoot down. They can rally very hard up. They can break down very hard as well in sharp ways. But sometimes, the majority of times, they're very, very slow times, and you have to exercise extreme patience. That's why the majority of my day, honestly, is all just watching movies while doing TA and things like that. So I'm slowly shedding off my position still. I want you guys to get into the idea. I want to move this camera down a little bit. Uh, I want you guys to get into the idea of what it means to shed off some of your position sizes, right, guys? Um, yeah, so I'm always just reducing my position size, just taking profits slowly here and there, and it's just kind of the nature of the game and how we do it. Never take profit at once. It's disastrous if you're playing bigger positions. You guys will see what I mean if you have never been there, where you're playing a $100,000 position size in a market where it has, for example, $10 million of 24-hour volume. You guys will see what I mean, and the hurdles that you get into, because they're real. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna market execute all of this, like every single one right here, because I feel that the market is gonna be driven up now. Okay, so I'm actually gonna market execute every single one right here because I know it's gonna be driven up right away. And here we go, closing my position right there, finishing off this morning, or starting off this morning rather, with a $227 profit. And the reason I closed my position is because I felt that the market was just about to spike up quickly. And me as a scalper, I minimized that risk entirely, right? I got my goal, I got my target. I missed my target by 6 cents. I missed my percentage gain of 1.5% by about 0.3%. But I'm okay with this profit this morning. And that's how we approach it from the mentality of a scalper. Nothing has really changed, guys, from my technical analysis. In fact, it has done everything that I have predicted thus far with about 100% accuracy. Do you guys remember how at the end of my last video, we were pretty much we were seeing it drop at the very end of the video? And guys, I'm gonna take my right hand, that's usually on the mouse, and keep it away from my mouse because I have a habit of right clicking a lot because I'm like a gamer, and I really apologize that it can be very I guess annoying, right, when watching this video. So I'm going to try really hard for you guys and for all the viewers to minimize my right clicking and only click and move the screen when I actually need to. Yeah, so what we see is that yesterday I highly recommended that we get interested in Bitcoin right around these ranges, right? Maybe down to even the 0.5 range, Because this structure right here, it has the potential, okay, to bounce off of. We were talking about Elliott wave yesterday, where Elliott wave forms a peak at 1, right? Which usually is a resistance. And because it's a resistance, we see wave 4 possibly come down and find the support region around there somewhere. And because all of this happens, there's a very likely chance that one of these regions can act as a support as well, right? And sometimes, if that does not act as a support, right, like say wave 1 region alone, like it can extend all the way down to wave 2 region as well, right? So these zones are always a good zone to be interested in Bitcoin. And just like right now as well, right? Here's where I recommended to be interested in Bitcoin before, like around that wick range, right near the 382, and it bounced off of there exactly on the 4-hour chart with a really long wick so far. But it doesn't mean that we are going to break out anytime soon, right? I did very specifically mention as well that there were some no trade zones to me, and I'm just going to identify the no trade zone. This is the zone that's highlighted where I will be interested in it, right? This is the zone where maybe adding 10 to 25% of your position would have been wise. Now, keep in mind that I'm no financial advisor. This is just something that I do and would have done, right? Like I'm just talking about it specifically from the perspective of me. So that this red area to me is still a no trade zone. It's really risky to accumulate now in this zone. The best thing to have done, in my opinion, was be interested here. And then as soon as it breaks to one of these regions above here, say around 6,600, I'll be interested in it, or 6,625. I'll keep an eye on it. I probably won't add anything to my position. But if all of a sudden the volume picks up in this region, and then we start breaking above this body right there to start puncturing this wick region right there, which is between 67.25 and 67.80 above, that's where I'm going to start going ham and adding to my position. So we have to keep in mind that a 382 Fibonacci retracement happens only 12% of the time, and a 236 happens about 5% of the time for Bitcoin. So right now we're kind of in the middle, right? We're kind of in the middle between the 5% and the 12% ratio, right? So is there a chance that we could bounce off of here? Yeah, we could, right? But in my opinion, guys, I'm going to be very clear what I think the Elliott wave count is, okay? I think the Elliott wave count goes like this right now, where we are doing an ABC right there, and we simply just got rejected already, right? So we go up there, and then we take a Fibonacci retracement level range like that, and we say to ourselves, wow, okay, if we are actually going to go into a long position, right, when it hits the 618 Fibonacci level right here, okay, if we're going to go to a long range right there at the 618 Fibonacci level, well, then why doesn't the opposite apply as well? The opposite as in we come down and then it bounces upwards and then we enter a short position at the 618 level, right? The opposite also must apply for a bear market and a bull market, right? So we have to make sure that we understand these concepts of being able to just swap the mentality around, right, during a bull market or a bear market rather. Like here, you want to catch on a bounce to go up, but because a more experienced trader might say to ourselves, all right, well, this is definitely A, that is definitely B. We are going to catch our B position here around the 5.5 and the 618 Fibonacci level right there. Okay, I'm just going to highlight that one green. Okay, right around there. And then we enter a short position right around, we average it out to there. We do something like that. We take our trend-based Fibonacci extension, Fib extension, and we say to ourselves, all right, okay, I'm gonna delete all these colors now, okay? All right, I know where 1-to-1 could get up to possibly, okay? 1-to-1 could get up to right there, and we say to ourselves, bam, the shorters are now in a target to get up to about 62.77, which still holds to my buy zone. So right now I'm finding a lot of confluent reasons to get ready for Bitcoin to buy somewhere in this region over here. Now, it's not a recommendation for you guys to buy or trade. I'm just talking about from my perspective of what I'm gonna do, right? I just don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to be seen as a financial advisor or anything like that. I don't want to have some lawyer, contacting me or anything like that. So I'm just being very cautious, guys, that this is always from my own perspective. And even though I'm talking about what I do here, right, the risk is very different because I'm managing it, I'm shedding it, etc. as well. well, right? I know how to reduce my exposure. I'm not saying you guys don't, but because we're all individual players in the market, we treat the game very differently as well, okay? So here, guys, a lot of people, I'm sure, are going to be entering a short position for this 5% gain. I just cannot see it bouncing off of here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see his ABC with this sub B position here with a higher low, and then we get a higher high to complete the ABC. Now, that's the bearish view, okay? The bearish view is that we still accumulate between 62.77, but that's still a fairly bullish view for the medium term. Okay, medium term as in a few weeks. Now, let me show you guys a very, like every scenario I think of, guys, is actually bullish. Even though this is the bearish one where we drop down to 62.77, keep in mind that everything that runs very fast needs to take a break so it can run even more, right? So if it goes down to these regions, even better, guys. Like, honestly, even better. And I don't think we're gonna, there's a lot of support, guys. There's so much support since, like, you know, the June 22 regions for like 2-3 weeks now. So like, here's the 618 level where we're finding tons of support. I'll probably end up accumulating more down here as well. And I still see my longer term goal, as in like this month, getting to roughly $7,500. Now, how am I deriving this $7,500 target, guys? I'm deriving this $5,700 target from the fact that so I'm just thinking of something a friend said to me because I tweeted that I get too many messages, and then she's like, "Are you gonna ignore me too?" And, and I'm like, "No." She's like, "Can you message me on Telegram?" I'm like, "I don't use Telegram." So I guess I'm not talking to her. Yeah, so here's my target, right? I'm just doing like just extrapolations based on even geometry, right? A lot of people will say, "Oh, this trading is not just drawing a bunch of lines." No, it's not, but it's a start. It's definitely a start, put it that way, okay? That my target is still around up there somewhere. It's pretty extreme, but like who knows? This might even be the first wave, and then we're doing you know, like the first wave of 5 or something like that, and we're going to be doing subdivisions of 3 up there. Who knows, right? So now let's talk about Bitcoin. You guys know exactly where my buy zones are from the previous video. Make sure you're watching them, okay? Like my buy zones, my interest zone is in there. But of course, the key breakout price would be roughly around the candle high of here of 67.84. Okay, so we've done an Elliott wave analysis of what this could possibly be right now. And this could also be this, right? If it was very bullish is what I was going to say, but that's a 5-wave structure. Like honestly, this to me is a 5-wave structure, guys, right? Like unless I'm not subdividing it properly. But you know, like what if it turned out to be some sort of like really bullish, like bullish A, B, C, D, E that goes upwards like that, right? Like that would be kind of awesome if this actually just ended up making something like that instead to over time, and we just break out of it, right? But either way, the key regions right now of resistance for the interim is roughly around 63.40. See lots of wicks around this area. This is the first resistance area in my opinion. And the second resistance area is breaking above this body and then also this wick as well. So we've done Elliott wave. Let's take a look at it from the perspective of, let's go to weekly first of all, okay? Very long-term perspective here. Weekly looks great, guys, honestly. Like we closed off last week. It's going to be a bullish month. It's really difficult to say, okay? I'm going to show you guys the combination that's incredibly powerful, right? Like I'm going to just draw, it's right here. I don't even need to draw it, okay? You got, first of all, a red bearish candle, okay? This is called a bullish spinning top right here, okay, right? But it's still slightly bearish. It's still slightly bearish because it's red, right? So then the next candle that you want is kind of like playing cards, okay? I don't know how to play poker or anything or any cards really, but I know that sometimes in playing any cards, you want a good hand after that. That's going to complement what you have already, right? You're just hoping for a good card. So you got this red candle and you say to yourself, all right, next week, I'm really hoping for a bullish candle. And the bullish candle would be something like a dragonfly doji or a doji. But now we actually ended up getting something like a double bottom instead, right? Right here around the 5,700 range for 2 weeks in a row. So then this ends up being a tweezer pair combo where we have a similar wick right here, similar length and wick, and similar bottom as well. So we call this a tweezer pair, and very similar body as well. So it's very, very difficult to think that we're going to be in a very bearish market, considering we found support there. Anytime you see a pretty good green candle like that, guys, we end up getting some sort of support for the whole week. We have to remember that what these candles do is they tell a story, right? They tell a story, and they also paint the picture of what has happened in the past, and this gives us momentum for going forward. So we're trying to catch it as it rolls over to the other side. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I don't think we're gonna break out of here with a lot of conviction. I still think we're gonna attempt to break out of it, like we always do, above the 55 EMA. But I still think 7,500 is gonna be a pretty strong resistance. So long term, we're looking like we found some short-term support, if that makes sense, right? But if we want something like a longer-term support, guys, well, we would need something really massive, right? Like say in 2017, something that indicated like heavy support or something like that. Well, yeah, like it was so bullish last month that there wasn't really a long candle. That like this one right here, that's really bullish, right? That's a long wick that ended up rejecting a huge 25%. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, so now we're looking at the daily here as well, right? Right, we're looking at the daily, and it we're just getting a series of inside bar candles that are starting to form. Okay, let me show you guys an inside candle. Okay, that's a candle, and then you're getting a next series of smaller candles with bars that are fitting inside the previous candle, hence the word inside bar candles that are forming, right? What we're seeing is, this one's smaller than that one, this one's smaller than that one. They're getting tighter and tighter of a range. And usually when this happens, it's indicative of a breakout to one direction. Don't really know what direction this could break out to, but if you take a look at the histogram, leveled off during the day. For 3 days in a row now, we've been at a standstill where we cannot break into a higher high. But the good news is on the lower time frame, okay, we are upticking on the histogram. We're upticking on the histogram as well. So price action wise, 6 hour, we're showing rejection, right? But we're also showing support. So right now, guys, it's very, very difficult for us to anticipate what's going to happen other than by just creating a bunch of resistances. Big resistance there, big support there, right? Check this out. It tried to break above the body of these candles on a 5 hour chart right there, but simply just got shut down above 66.30 range. That's why, guys, 66.30, 66.40 is a very key number for me right now to be interested in. Now, will I be trading actual Bitcoin? No, that's the truth. I will not be trading Bitcoin because I've been much more so interested in other coins lately, if that makes more sense. I'm finding them much more volatile since Bitcoin has been at a standstill since pretty much, like July the 2nd or something. Like these days, to me, it's kind of like $300, 5% range. Not too interested in it right now. So where's the support right now? 6,500, guys. 6,500 is the support right now. I've seen it try to break down how many times now, okay? For 19 hours now, okay? It's been trying to break down below there, but just couldn't. If it does break down below there, then we're going to find support around 66.14 to this low here, 64.25. If that breaks down, we're most likely going to test right here at 66.60, or sorry, 62.60, where it'll be a perfect time for me to add more to my position, or to add to my position rather in general. So RSI wise, we're not breaking very low. We're not breaking very high. It's incredibly neutral. On a 90-minute chart, right, we broke up there, but we're still in very neutral territory between 30 and 60. There's not really a lot of indication right now of the direction that's trending. Like if you look on a 30-minute chart, though, it does bounce off of a 200 EMA, right, which is kind of a good sign that we're still finding support even on a shorter time frame. And now but the question is, are we going to trend to a higher time frames, a large degree, right? So we say to ourselves, okay, well, the 90-minute chart right here is trending above the 200 EMA, right? But it's a 2 hour. Yeah, the 2 hour is finally trending above the 200. The 2 hour chart is trending above the 200 EMA. Golden crossover happened. Does it happen on the 4 hour? No, not yet, guys, right? We say to ourselves, all right, we're bullish right now, all the way up to about, say, a 3 hour chart, but the 4 hour chart, we haven't really broken above the 200 EMA, but we are above the 55 EMA, right? 5 hour chart, not bullish yet. 6 hour chart, Not quite. So it's up to pretty much the 6 hour chart. We're bullish. We're trending above the. I take that back when I said only about 4 or 5 hour chart. Up to the 6 hour chart, we are all maintaining above 55 EMA, which is phenomenal. So now we want to see how it's going to look, say on these guys here. Let's say on a 12 hour chart, okay, how Bitcoin's going to look. We're not trending above the 55 EMA yet. So right now we're bullish to the 6 hour chart above the 55 EMA. In the 12 hour chart right here, we're trying really hard to push above the 55 EMA, but just cannot yet. Once we break above this 55 EMA on the 12 hour, and then we go for the daily chart, right? And that's how we confirm these larger degree trends. So you guys should have gone into a position, like let's say you got entered a position right around here, okay? Right around here, right? Uh, around here, right? The 786 flavor of the month, you enter right around there. Once you confirm a bullish divergence, say on a 30-minute chart, you have no reason to close your position right now once you've entered properly. So it's all about timing, guys, okay? My lips are a little dry, sorry. Because you would have closed it when there's another golden crossover, right? Or death cross. But you would have entered it on a fib retracement level to catch the bottom there. So now, guys, I'm just waiting right now. Is it going to break below 6,500? Or is it going to hold above 6,500? Is it going to break above 6,630? So I'm not too keen on this type of retracement. I still do expect a few more legs down. Let's go take a look at the BTC shorts first long. It's been a while since we looked at that. So BTC short on, for example, 4 hour chart here. Shorts are very, very low, guys. Shorts are incredibly low right now. Shorts are at 21,000. BTC longs are at 35,000, but they're dropping a little bit, right? They're dropping just during the correction phase right there, but it's really low right now. We're starting to round off right now. Longs look like they're not getting liquidated as much right now. So you know what the goal is, right? The goal is to liquidate all the short positions. Does that make sense, guys? The reason you want to liquidate all the short positions by adding a lot into strength is because when these bears are shorting the market, the only way that they can close it is to literally, buy, right? They have to close a short by buying. And because you do that, the first wave up, a lot of amateurs, I'm going to show you guys why people get liquidated. This is kind of cool if you guys don't know. First wave up, amateurs don't really understand, okay? Like that the right there, that they're going to hit a stop loss eventually, right? So they're going to wait for it to get it to a peak, and they're going to wait for it to fall back down to break back below the breakout price over there, hoping to profit their short. But that doesn't happen. Instead, you end up finding a support, right? And then the pros come in, who are better players and more experienced in the game, and they will buy a crap ton right here at the breakout to shoot up the price during excess phase, right, of Dow theories, for example. And then all the newer players, right, they end up realizing, oh crap, I should have closed in the first leg, but they didn't. The people who are more experienced would have closed it already on this first leg, right? They would have hit their stop loss. But this third wave is always the strongest usually because it's when all the newer players in the market, for example, who are shorting, okay, and then they get liquidated because there's so much strength onto there that the price is going upwards, but they're still in the short. And since they're still in the short, to close their short, they get liquidated or they buy, right? So then when they're getting liquidated or they buy, it adds even more fuel to the fire to shoot up wave three. So that's what kind of happens. So what the bulls want right now is for the bears to simply get liquidated because we want a gigantic portion of that to go into the bull side so we can propel the market and use it as a catalyst as well. So anyways, I'm going to keep it at this for now. Like my target is still about 7,500-ish, but the only thing is, do I start buying above 6630, right, into more strength, or am I just going to wait until it breaks below the 6500 to whatever that region that was? I think was 6220, 6320, around there. So I'll keep you guys I try to keep you guys updated throughout the day as best as I can. I'm only up $230 or something. It's 9 in the morning. I'm gonna head out for breakfast right away and come back and trade for a while, then head out for lunch for the day. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you very much always for the love and the support. And if you guys don't know, all right, I am getting to people on Udemy, believe it or not, and on Twitter and on YouTube. Do you guys know that I'm getting about 1,000 messages a day So please have a little bit of patience. I'd really appreciate it. I cannot personally get through more than about 150 messages a day because I still spend about 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe reading each messages and replying to them, right? So I'm still dedicating about 3, 4 hours a day getting to messages, roughly around there. But it's taking up a lot of time, right? So I apologize for just taking really long to get to it, guys. Like I'm trying to basically like I don't know. I'm asking a few friends of mine to kind of learn how to trade, and so they can help me with the admin side and just answering questions and stuff like that. Because there's just not enough manpower right now to get to every single question to and answer them as thoroughly as I would like to. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay, guys, I'll try my best to spend even more time doing it. I guess is really all that I can do because I don't really have anyone that I can get to help me. Like I appreciate all the offers and stuff, right? But of course, I'm gonna get someone that I trust, that I know in person as well, despite all the offers, and that's the truth, right? Like there's no ifs and ands about that. Not many people online are gonna try to work with other people that they barely know online, right? So anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. See you.